Hey guys, Sean here, and it's been a while since I last talked about Tama's home media. Ever since my last video, I found out a lot more information about Tama's DVDs and VHSs, so today I'm going to share with you a bunch of interesting facts about international Tama's home video, specifically VHSs and DVDs from outside the US and UK. The first Thomas DVD released anywhere in the world was actually released in Japan. The complete works of Thomas the Tank Engine Volume 1. I happen to have Volume 5 and 6. It was released August 1st, 2000. And to put it in perspective, Thomas and the Magic Railroad came out October 19th, 2000. And PP Party came out on DVD November 6th, 2000. I've always found it weird that Japanese VHS tapes and Blu-rays are able to be played in America, but not DVDs for some reason. Japanese VHS tapes are NTSC, but this one, it also says NTSC, but it's Region 2 instead of Region 1. And then when they made Blu-rays, they only had 3 regions around the world, Region A, Region B, and Region C. Both Japan and America are Region A. And then for 4Ks, they got away with region coding because everyone knew it was stupid. Now let's talk about VHS tapes from New Zealand. Instead of re-releasing the UK VHS tapes in New Zealand, CEL Home Video created their own VHS tapes with their own selection of episodes. Instead of having Series 1 across 3 releases with the first 8 episodes on Thomas and Gordon, the next 9 on Troubles of Trucks, and the next 9 on Cole, each VHS only has 8 episodes on it. The first 8 episodes on Thomas and Gordon, the next 8 on James and the Express and Other Stories, and the next 8 on Percy Runs Away and Other Stories. And then the next 8 on Save from Scrap and Other Stories, which include the last 2 episodes in Season 1 and the first 6 episodes of Season 2, and again for Percy and Harold and The Deputation. And for The Deputation, when it first came out in 1989, it had all the episodes from Better Late Than Never to Wrong Road, so it didn't have the last 4 episodes of Season 2 on it. But then in 1992, all 6 UK VHS tapes were released in New Zealand from Endeavour Entertainment. They also released the 3 Series 3 tapes and the 3 Series 4 tapes. But the interesting part is that Time for Trouble, Trust Thomas, and Escape all have George Carlin's narration on it instead of Michelangelo's. They put his narration on those tapes because Shining Time Station was airing in New Zealand, and they wanted to promote the show using the VHS tapes. And also in the Time for Trouble release during Diesel Does It Again, the scene where Diesel pushes the cars into the harbor, the scene is cut short, there's a line taken out for some strange reason. Here's what it looks like.
Next day, he was shunting freight cars full of china clay. He banged the cars hard into the buffers. The silly cars were sunk.
Now let's talk about the Welsh VHS tapes. You know, Lanfire Puth Gwyngyth Go Get a Chinjob Atlantis Video Go Go Gok. The home video released in the Welsh language was released by Sane Video. They released a Welsh version of Thomas and Gordon, Troublesome Trucks, Cole, and the Best of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends on VHS, and all 6 Season 6 to 7 DVDs from The Fogman to Pulling Together. But what's really rare are the Welsh exclusive releases. There's one that translates to Fleas and 15 Other Stories, which is the title of Cranky Bugs, and it has 16 Series 5 episodes. Another that translates to Help and 15 Other Stories, which is the title of One Good Turn, and that has 9 Series 3 episodes and 7 Series 4 episodes. And it has the same cover as the Escape VHS. There's also Bumper Special 1 and Bumper Special 2. Bumper Special 1 has 18 Series 3 episodes, and 2 has 18 Series 4 episodes, and the same cover as the Rock and Roll VHS. The only people I know that have them are Jira, who has the Welsh Thomas and Gordon, and Smurfy Dan and the Star Switcher both have the Best of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. And also, a guy named Joseph on the Home Media Discord server says that he has a friend that has 5 Welsh VHS tapes: Troublesome Trucks, Cole, Help, Bumper Special 2, and Fleas. And he says that he'll eventually capture the footage of those tapes. I hope he does soon, because the Season 4 episodes that are on Help are technically lost media because they don't exist on the internet anywhere. Like, nobody's captured them yet. In my video about top 10 rarest Thomas home video releases, I talked about Icelandic DVDs and French VHS tapes. As of today, still nobody has found an actual Icelandic Thomas DVD, but for the French tapes, a Thomas fan called Kitsatow actually found the 3 French tapes I was talking about, as well as a 4th tape called A Scarf for Percy, which has the first 7 Series 3 episodes on it. But the issue with those tapes is that they're in a format called CCAM, which is an analog color television system that's used in France and Russia and other countries associated with those two. NTSC is the format used by the US, and PAL is the format used by the UK. And it's really hard to find a CCAM VCR outside of France, but Kitsatow sent the tapes to Oliver 11 GWR, and Ollie said that Cardi has access to a CCAM VCR where he works. So hopefully one day we can have all of Season 2 in French. Now let's talk about South African VHS tapes. A company named Sturkinnacore Entertainment released 10 VHS tapes that have all of seasons 1 to 5 on them. They have half a season each. But we have yet to find Volume 7, which has the first half of Season 4. But what's really weird are the releases from Next Video. They released 3 VHS tapes and 9 DVDs that have the same order of episodes, songs, and learning segments as some Season 8 TV airings. Volume 1 is called Truckloads of Fun, and that has the same episode, songs, and learning segments as the airing called Weather. Making Tracks with Thomas is the same as the airing called Responsibility, and Whistle Stop is the same as the airing called Listening. And for the DVDs, the one called Truckloads of Fun has both Weather and Responsibility on it, so that has 6 episodes. Happy Little Helpers is the same as the airing called Sharing, Full Steam Ahead is the same as the airing called Sounds, It's Great to Be an Engine is the same as the airing called Difficulties, Arise and Shine is the same as the airing called Personality, Hide and Peep is the same as the airing called Surprises, Bold and Brave is the same as the airing called Confidence, PP Parade 3 Cheers for Thomas is the same as the airing called Helping, and The World's Strongest Engine is the same as Determination, and All Aboard with the Steam Team is the same as the airing called Differences. The ones after this, until one called Thomas and the Jet Plane, all have 3 episodes and songs and learning segments, but they're not in the same order as the TV airing. And they also didn't make Season 9 versions of those, so unfortunately there's no DVD that has Michael Brandon's Season 6 narrations. Some VHS tapes released in South Korea and the Netherlands were released late enough to have the restored masters of Seasons 1 to 3 on them. The releases in the Netherlands translate to ... Gets Tricked, The Great Race, Percy and Harold, and Dirty Objects. The releases in South Korea translate to Stories That Teach Responsibility, Stories That Inspire Courage, and Stories That Encourage Teamwork. They also released all of Season 8 and 9 across 6 VHS tapes, but they were called Season 3 and 4 for some reason. And Season 4 Volume 3 was first released on September 14th, 2008. Yeah, 2008, only a year before Here on the Rails came out. There are other Korean releases that were released in both English and Korean, and the Korean VHS of Stories That Teach Responsibility was released November 14th, 2008, which makes it the very last Thomas VHS ever made, and one of the last official VHS tapes of any kind. I mean, just imagine going to a store in 2008 and finding a brand new VHS tape. The VHS tapes released in Greece by the company Modern Times are similar to the South African tapes from Sturkinnacore, where each VHS has 13 episodes on it, which are either the first half or the second half of a season, from seasons 1 to 5, but the thing is, for the Greek tapes, we have yet to find 3 out of the 10, both halves of Season 2 and the second half of Season 4. Some of them don't even have wiki pages because we haven't been able to find them. And also the same distributor released all of Seasons 1 to 5 across 8 DVDs. So that was a bunch of random facts about international Thomas DVDs and VHSs. I hope you like it, and I hope you leave some random facts that you know in the comments in case I want to make a part 2. So I hope you guys had a great year, and here's to an even better 2024. You know, if that's possible. Hello, college.